Congratulations to the very dark man. One of the reasons now I want to listen to. Before anybody say they defame am, the statement where be say they take defame am must be a lie. Now here, so make una come hear from this oga. From the look of things, wetin the very dark man talk, not be he talk am, na recording wey Bobrisky do with his boyfriend wey in America. So the statement made by the very dark man, it wasn't a lie. It was a statement that was in the recording. My people, make una dey congratulate the very dark man. Make una come hear matter, because lawyers don't analyze the matter, because the very dark man, he is a goal. Make we listen to the analysis.
The other call I received was a guy trying to tell me that VDM will lose the case should the case go to court. Now, there's what we call cognitive dissonance. This is a situation where when our mind continuously becomes accustomed to a particular event, our brain begins to normalize it, and therefore we see it as normal. Now, because our judiciary is corrupt, we tend to be disillusioned about having favorable outcomes irrespective of whether we follow due processes or not. That is wrong. However, I was able to call my lawyer friend and said, what constitutes a defamation of character? What is it that constitutes a defamation of character? Now, for starters, for there to be a defamation of character, the purported statement must be untrue. That means the purported statement, that is the first criteria for there to be a defamation of character. The statement purported must be untrue. The purported statement must be untrue. I beg. Sorry. Don't call in now. I will open the line for calls. Bring the power. Don't call now. After the opening statement, we are going to call. But for now, don't call. The number to call in. Okay, the numbers to call in. Let me type the number to call in. Will be. But don't call now until I finish the narrative. +234 901 5654 Yeah. So. It's okay. So it was almost as if there are some people who are against very dark man who called me. Now, like as I was saying, sorry for the slight distraction. For there to be a defamation of character, the purported statement must be untrue. That is the first criterion. The second criterion will be that the said statement that is untrue must have a negative effect on the person claiming defamation. Now, when I called my lawyer friend, he said that actually, truthfully, the onus of proof, because I asked him, I said, in the case of VDM and Falana, somebody made a recording and somebody presented that recording in which the voice of the person who made the allegation is recorded. Who is defaming who? He actually said it is the person that made the record available legally. Okay. But should the person be able to prove that the statement contained in that recording is true, that means for purpose of justification, it is no longer defamation. So the long and short of my conversation with my lawyer friend is that there will be no case of defamation of character if the actions contained in that recording is true. If it's established that, I'm not saying that the allegations contained in that statement is true. If it is established that the recording is real and that voice belongs to Bobrisky, the voice belongs to Bobrisky, the onus of proof now shifts from very dark man to Bobrisky. If you are a legal practitioner, you are following me, please, you can discredit my argument here or not and say it's not true. Please don't call in now. I'm using the phone as a Wi-Fi. If you are calling in, call only on WhatsApp. Don't call directly. If you call directly, you will disrupt the transmission. So, yesterday, on Channels Television, Falana was reverberating, fuming that because he is chairing or he's heading a group of legal luminaries that have international status, he wouldn't want to condescend by going into legal litigation. All they want is an apology that meets his standard. An apology from VDM that meets his standard. And let me tell you what an apology does. Let me tell you what an apology does. Once you apologize for something, it's technically an admission of guilt. Now, is an apology good? Fine. But since in this instance, it's going to take a legal tone, we are discussing, obviously, with the way the whole thing have turned out, it's going to have, we are swimming in a legal pool. There's a legal smoke everywhere. So it would be dangerous for anybody to be tendering apologies. Now, it's just like Fals coming to say he's sorry for all the confusion that the case has brought to him and his family. You see. Now, let me also go back to something I said yesterday in the video. I told Very Dark Man that the can of worms that he has popped open is a complex dynamic of a type of immorality that has defined our cultural society today. And perhaps it goes beyond the mere perspective of just pointing out names that are involved in this morality. It goes beyond that. So, what we see are different facets in the country that are indicators of how rotten the country has become for many years. That is our judiciary, our police, our army, our executive, our judiciary, our everywhere, including you and me. We are all contributory to the wrath in this so-called fabric that defines us as Nigerians. So, this case is not about entertaining ourselves because there is gossip to be heard. It's a moment that defines us if we can truly call ourselves Nigerians, if we can truly call ourselves a nation, if we can truly define ourselves as contemporary people as seen elsewhere in more responsible climate in developed worlds. So, some of us have not spent time to develop the rationality that our mind should ordinarily collect. We have lacked the inability to rationalize. The place of rationalization has been occupied by our biases that have been cooked up by our religious proclivities and tribal proclivities. Hence, we lack the ability to accommodate fairness, equities, and justice. Do I believe Nigeria can work? No. Do I believe it can work with the right leadership? Yes. Our problem is simply a problem of leadership. And when the head is corrupt, everything that comes underneath will definitely be corrupt. yeah, man. Some of us don't understand grammar. Sure, you get me. Anyway, jokes apart. Mr. Falana is on a threshold of ridiculing himself. VDM has nothing to lose. If they lock VDM, it will be big news. After all, he go wear in short knicker with with that trouser. We have some where they tie rope, where they shokoto. Go wear in shokoto, can't take picture. It will be more content for his page. But they put Falana for prison. It will be big news. It will be big news, Abi. So, I spoke and I said yesterday that it would have been best for Falana to remain silent. It would have died off naturally. Making that interview on Channels. Imagine if Shehu invites VDM to Channels Television. Imagine if VDM goes to that same Channels Television as a reporter. Right now, VDM, I know he's holding back because of whatever little respect he has left. I saw the video he made today regarding the Falana's response on Channels TV. So, when he throws away that respect, I trust you, believe me, God, Falana has a lot to lose. The Falanas are walking on thin ice. They are walking on thin ice. And I implore them to be careful, to be circumspect. Otherwise, the wrath, the worms in this can, they've laid egg. In fact, the yet of it all is not, we've not seen the rest of it all. Now, the other part that I want to say, it's okay to love your son. I love my son. I have 2 sons. God knows I love them. You touch any of them, I will show you what the love of a father is. I want them to grow up and become gentlemen. I want them to grow up and be neat. They speak in environments. They speak so maturely. They have wives. they get erection in front of women, you know, and those things that you see and you say, yes, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. But I cannot be pleased in a son that involves himself in immorality. I cannot be proud in a son that is illiterate. I cannot be proud in a son that involves himself in questionable character. Judging from that interview alone, if I'm VDM, all I need to do is just replay everything on the channel's interview. Number one, Falana, in your own submission, admitted